Yo, what's up everybody? Jumping here, and today I am on Marvel's Avengers, and I want to talk about this amazing exotic artifact, Darkhold. Now this thing is really good, I personally think, on every single one of the heroes. I personally would say that I think that this is the best artifact in the game, hands down, but if you put this on Iron Man, it is broken, it is busted, it is overpowered, and I will get there. But let me just tell you a little bit about this artifact if you don't know about it. To get this, you actually have to do every single mission chain in the game. It is a grind. Once you get to the end game, you're going to have a lot of mission chains you can do. If you do them all, you will be rewarded with the Darkhold exotic artifact. Now, the reason why this thing is so good is because of this second effect, which is you can click in both sticks to drain half of your health to recharge all of your heroics, and that means your powers. So if you're in a pinch, and this is why I personally think it's so good on pretty much every hero, is that you can use all your powers to do a lot of damage and do a lot of great stuff. Then you go ahead and you use this thing, you drain half your health, you get all your powers back, and then you go to town, and it's great. Now, when you do drain half your health, you can die. It does happen, but I have noticed a lot of the powers will have a way of healing you. So it's definitely a good idea to take advantage of something like that. That way, whenever you use this thing, you can use that power that might heal you right away, and then boom, you're back up to full health. You don't have to worry about getting downed after using this thing. Now, the big downside to any of the exotic artifacts is that when you activate them, you're going to have to wait 5 minutes to do it again, which is quite a long time. Now, originally, I was using the very first exotic artifact that you get, and this one is really good, I think, because you get pretty much 6% critical chance when you have a damage boost, you get increased duration to all damage boost, and you can activate it to give yourself a damage boost. Now, the damage boost that you get is only for 15 seconds, so that's not too great, and you have to wait 5 minutes. But what you can do with this thing, and what I was doing, was I had a lot of other ways of getting a damage boost. That way I could pretty much almost always have a damage boost. I was getting that critical chance. That was a really good setup. But then I started using this, and I just realized this was just so much better and more practical, just because being able to spam powers and then being able to reset it is just too good in that really tough situation. Now, one thing I also noticed when I was originally playing through the game was that if you die, it will take away that 5-minute cooldown. So you don't have to wait the 5 minutes. Now, do you really want to die? Probably not. It's not generally a good idea. You're going to lose score if you die. But if you do die, you don't have to wait the 5 minutes. So that's interesting. Now, I don't know if you can exploit this on any of the other heroes. I just know that you can do this on Iron Man. And I knew it right away once I got this thing and I started actually using it. I was actually using it originally on Thor. Then I thought about it and I said, oh man, if I use this on Iron Man, it's going to be broken. Because what you can do on Iron Man is that whenever you enter your Hulk Buster, which is his ultimate, it will take away that cooldown. It kind of acts like if you die, you lose your artifact's cooldown. So essentially, you can use all your powers on Iron Man, and then use this, get all your powers back, enter the Hulk Buster, and then basically use all your powers, and you don't have to wait the cooldown. And by the way, the Hulk Buster will heal you. It will heal you, so it's really, really crazy. And you can infinitely spam your powers if you are doing it on Iron Man with this. That is insane. Now, there are 2 builds I personally think that would work really good with this. One build I'm kind of using right now, but I have not min-maxed it. And in the future, I might actually do something where I really break this down better. I'm not going to do that in this video, but the build I'm using right now is kind of just a ranged build. I'm using missiles, and essentially I'm really taking advantage of his support ability. His support ability is amazing because you get infinite energy. You can just spam missiles like crazy. It does a lot of damage. It's really, really good. Now, another build you could do is just a pure heroic rating Valor build. Maybe get a lot of defense as well. And then with that, you just kind of use your Hulk Buster to do all your damage. And the Hulk Buster has like this missile attack that I really like. It does insane damage. his support ability is good, not just for himself, it's good for your teammates because it will give them all their energy and it can automatically overcharge your teammates, which is really good on Thor, Hulk, Black Widow. They all have overcharge and their overcharges are really, really good. So if you're able to just spam that and give them overcharge, that would be extremely beneficial. So right now, I'm going to go into a mission as Iron Man, and I'm going to show you on how this works and how you can take advantage of this artifact on him. Because like I said, I can have infinite cooldown, and because I have this build where I'm taking advantage of my support ability to just spam my missiles and my range attacks, it does insane damage. It is absolutely overpowered. Alrighty, now originally I was actually going to do that other mission. I did it and I beat it so fast I couldn't even actually show off this exploit just because this Iron Man build is so overpowered, I'll be honest with you. But let me actually show you on this level. This level's a lot longer, so I'm going to be able to definitely be able to do it. Now first things first, I'm going to switch to my missiles, and now I'm really just going to head directly to the objective. I'm not going to really mess around here. I will go ahead and just do that a little bit. Why not? We can go ahead and just shoot a couple missiles at these guys like that. And now we will head towards the objective. And pretty much the plan here is I'm going to go ahead and pop this. That will overcharge me. That gives me a bubble as well, which is really kind of cool. Being able to sit in this bubble means that I don't have to worry about projectiles coming to hit me. Because when I'm airborne like this, I don't have to worry about the melees hitting me at all. That's not going to happen. Alright, so let's go ahead and use up some of our energy, which is definitely a good idea, is to go ahead and just use up the energy before we actually pop this thing. But now we're going to pop it, okay? And dodge around a little bit. Pop this now. And we can go ahead and just spam away. I think there was a shield down there. By the way, I am playing with Black Widow, Hulk, Thor, and yeah, I mean, that is really great team for this because whenever I pop my support ability, I can actually overcharge every one of them, which is crazy. Alright, so if you look on the side there, you'll see I have that 5-minute cooldown, okay? And what I'm going to do right here is I'm going to go into Hulkbuster, and that is going to take that away. It's going to reset that. And because this is a missile build where I spam missiles at range, I also spam missiles in my Hulkbuster to make it more consistent. And this attack is fairly crazy and overpowered, especially if you can buff it up with Valor and Heroic rating. It can be really crazy at that point. But let's go ahead and hop out of there. And if you look, I don't have the cooldown anymore. And guess what? Boom, I can pop it again right away. Pop this right away. And now I can just go to town up top. I mean, look how freaking crazy this is. Now, one thing I can also do to be safer is go into Hulkbuster right away, because Hulkbuster is going to heal me. So that is something that is really, really nice, is being able to get my health back. But I don't want to waste your guys' time, so I am going to now, I'm not going to pick up all the loot and stuff. I'm just going to keep moving to kind of demonstrate this, because I just want to show this off. And I know some people are going to say, by the way, by showing this off, they might fix it, they might patch it, they might nerf it, whatever. I'll be honest with you, I mean, this is pretty busted. I mean, and this is something that I know works on Iron Man. I don't know if this works on everyone else. This artifact is extremely good on everyone I've used it on. I like it. It's my favorite artifact in the entire game, basically, on every single person. So I don't think that it's really going to matter if they change this one aspect of it, where if you die, it resets the cooldown, or if you enter your Hulkbuster, it resets the cooldown. Because as of right now, that just means that you're going to be able to exploit this on certain people. And one crazy thing about Iron Man, I do want to point this out, is Iron Man is the only one in the game that can actually hack the doors and bust them open because of the Hulkbuster. So, yeah. Alright, since I'm here, I will grab this. Just because it's a golden chest, why not? And let's also break this stuff. There we go. Give me all that. Thank you very much. And now, I will go ahead and do this objective. Why not? I'll just finish this whole little part here, and then you will get the idea. But you can see that this does work 100% of the time. And the only downside is you can die when doing it, so you do have to watch out for that. And yeah, that's basically about the only problem. But if you die, guess what? It doesn't really matter because it's going to reset the cooldown for you anyway. So what does it matter, really, if you think about it? Now, another problem with this is that whenever you use the artifact, it does actually sometimes takes about a second to actually restore your power. Really, it comes down to if your power was just used and it's completely drained, whenever you use the artifact, it has to actually, like, fill it back up. So it takes about a second normally. And in that second, what will happen is you have to either try to dodge and stay alive, or you got to try to use a power as quick as possible so that you become immune to the damage. Now, it just so happens, like I said, a lot of heroes, you can have a power that can heal you and just completely negate that aspect of dying. But at the same time, like, you do have to wait generally about a half a second or a second before it will actually charge it properly. So that's one of the things that can happen to me sometimes, that I'll accidentally use Unibeam, just because what will happen is I will actually be dodging around after using the artifact, and when I'm dodging, and I'm also trying to at the same time either use Hulkbuster or I'm trying to use my support ability, the arc field, and in that time period I'm pressing, like, my controls might be different than most people, but I have to press L2 and circle for Unibeam, and I have to press L2 and triangle for Hulkbuster, and L2 and square for the arc field. So, unfortunately, sometimes I'm trying to spam either arc field or Hulkbuster or something like that, and I'm dodging, and I'll just use Unibeam. So I waste it. It happens. But like I said, like, I'd rather have that happen than die, and that's just purely based on the score. Once again, it doesn't matter if I die, because it does just automatically reset the timer anyway, so whatever. But I don't want to die if I don't have to. And that's really the big downside of Iron Man overall, is that he is somewhat flimsy. Like, I do feel like you can easily die on him, especially if you don't have, like, a lot of defensive rating. But his damage can be out of this world, especially when you're doing a ranged build like this, where you're able to just spam missiles non-stop. And that's the beauty of the bubble shield, is that you can stand still to actually just spam it non-stop. Where a lot of times, if you don't have the bubble shield, you have to, like, shoot, dodge, shoot, dodge, shoot, dodge. That's the way I normally play it. But with the bubble shield, you don't have to worry about that. Alrighty, guys. Well, that's going to pretty much do it for this video. I love this artifact. I love it on every hero. But like I said, it's so busted, broken, overpowered on Iron Man. I would appreciate it if you could like this video for me, and be sure to subscribe for future videos and click the bell. If you want to stay notified, you gotta click that bell. Thank you so much for watching, and I really do hope that everyone has a very nice day, and peace out.